Hey guys, this is Steve here with another video on how to play some logic puzzles. This is a review of a puzzle app on your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Personally, I play it on my iPad as I feel the phone screen would be a little too small, but this one is called block-a-pix from Conceptis, and I like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I covered how to play this type of puzzle in another video. It's also known as a shikaku, but in this one, we're just reviewing the app, and I'll show you how the interface works. So the rules are pretty basic. You're going to just be dividing the grid into rectangular squares such that each piece contains exactly one number, and the number represents the size of the rectangle or square. So I'll do an example puzzle for you guys and share some common tips or tricks. Basically, you're going to start with clues that are orthogonally surrounded or trapped such that they only have one way to go. So if you look at this 15, for instance, it can't go to the left or it can't go to the right. And it's a 15 by 15 grid, so you know that it has to take up that whole area on the right. And then you look at this 2, for instance. This 2 can't go up or down or to the right, can only come to the left. And actually it causes a chain reaction like this. Now this 2 can come to the left one or down one, so we don't have the answer for that quite yet. And what I'm going to do is actually going to fill in all the ones, because all the ones are pretty much given. It's only one cell. So this 2 is surrounded, so that can come up 1. And then if we see this 5 is surrounded. It's in a corner, so it only can come to the right. And then if you also think about it, shapes can't bend, right? It's got to be a square or a rectangle, so you can't have like a T-shaped or an L-shaped square or rectangle. So, and then the other thing to consider is that if you have a prime number, like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and so forth, it can only be one wide, because you would not be able to make it into a square or a rectangle other than just one long straight shot. Also, know which clues have limited width. And so what I mean by that is this 6, for instance, wouldn't be able to be a 3 by 2 in this area like this, because the 2 narrows its reach. So it could go, if we think about it, it can only come down 4 cells down, 1 cell left, 1 cell right. So it's very limited. It can only take up a 2 by 3 area. And then the next thing to consider is areas that can only be reached by one clue. So if you look at this cell here, this cell can't be reached by anything but this 2. So this 2 is forced to come up, because you have to cover every single cell within the grid. And then, this is a surrounded 2. You look at this cell here, this 5 can't reach it, right? So you know that this 2 is the only clue that can hit that cell. So we're going to go ahead and just finish this puzzle. I'll do it quickly for the sake of time, since I've already made a video on how to do one of these puzzles, and I'll post a link to that above for you guys. But here, this 8 has to reach this cell here in the corner, so we can make that and stretch it there. This 3 is limited to the right, so it can only come down. This 2 has to reach that cell. This 2 is surrounded. This 4 has to reach that cell, so we can do that. This 8 can't come down, there's not enough room, so the 2 has to cover it. The 8 can reach there, and now this 8 has limited width, so it has to be just 1 wide, so it has to come all the way across. This 5 covers all of those. I think this 6 has to reach this corner, right? Because the 18 wouldn't be able to reach that corner, it would run into this 6, so we can do that. This 18 now has to reach this corner, there's no other number that can reach that. This 3 is surrounded, so it has to come up like that. This 6 has to hit this number, because the 3 can only come down to here, so we can make that. Let's think about this. So this 5, I think, has to hit this cell, because this cell can only be reached by the 5. And with 5s being prime numbers, again, it can only be 1 wide, right? This 5 can't hit this cell here. because that would bend. So the 5 has to come across. This 7 down here has to hit this cell, so we can make that come up. The 2 can't come down here because that would, you know, isolate this cell. So these 3s have to cover like that. This 5 can't come this way. There's not enough space, so it has to come up. This 3 hits that cell. The 3 has to come up because there's not enough room going left or right. And now this 6, right, you can't, there's not enough room to make it a 2x3 area. So it has to, actually, you know what? I think I made a mistake here. Somewhere there's a mistake. That's a 2x2 area, and there's not enough room to come this way. So I think let's undo some of this. What did I do wrong here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Couldn't make this a 3x, but then this 3's trapped. Ah, this 2 can come that way. There we go. This 4 can hit this corner, I think, but so can this 5. But if this 5 hits that corner, it only comes out here to the left, and then how do you hit this cell here? So I think the 4 has to come down. 5 does that. 2, there we go. This 4 comes down. 5, there we go. So I like it. Is it one of my favorites from Conceptis? No, I like block-a-pix better and link-a-pix better. But I do enjoy this. I think this is a lot more fun than the sim-a-pix or what's the other one that they have? There's the Picross one, which is a lot of fun too. But this, I enjoy it. I would probably put it middle of the road, but give it a shot yourself. See if you like it. The interface is really easy to work with, especially the touch screen. Again, if you have an iPad or a tablet, I would recommend doing it on there. They think the phone screen might be a little small, but you can zoom into sections and move around because some of these puzzles can be rather large. So anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.